y'all? Welcome back to Bourbon on the Brain, and today we're going to be taking a look at Smokeye Hill, specifically their straight bourbon whiskey. Now, if you hear some noise in the background, it's because my dog is chewing on her bone, and try as I may to take it away from her, she finds a way to get it back. So, we're taking a look at the Smokeye straight bourbon whiskey. If you don't know, Smokeye recently just won Bourbon of the Year at the Ascot Awards. Not for this particular one, for their barrel proof blue corn mash, which I have coming in. I'm excited to take a look at it. But we're taking a look at this today. So I have in front of me their description and their tasting notes for us to take a look at, as I usually do in these reviews. So, you done over there? This premium 4-grain bourbon delivers an unmatched aroma and taste, crafted with proprietary mash of blue corn, yellow corn, rye, and malted barley. Prized for many centuries in the Southwest, heirloom corn adds a distinct floral richness, making it an altogether exceptional, unique taste. So its aroma: caramelized brown sugar, vanilla, tobacco, and oak. Flavors: vanilla, caramel, honeysuckle, nuanced with hints of dark fruit, cacao, spice, and oak. Its finish is smooth, long, and vanilla with nougat, and it's a well-balanced 93 proof. So this is a 5+ year age statement. Smokeye Hill is out of Colorado, so there's a lot of really great bourbon that's coming out of Colorado. You know, Kentucky bourbon is really famous for using the Kentucky limestone water. We get a lot of Colorado distilleries that are using the Colorado Rockies and the water coming off of there, which is bringing in a new crisp flavor profile. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and take a look. A really beautiful cork. So it's heavy metal. It's really just a beautiful cork. So sort of a plain bottle design, but a really nice color in there. So we'll go ahead and give it a little swirl. Let that sit for a minute. Really, really beautiful color, deep golden amber. So it's not a horrible bottle. They do have the Smokeye Hill logo embossed on the sides, but it's just a little bit plain for me. So let's give it a try. Pleasant nose, sweet, little oaky. Sweet and oaky on the taste too. It's a fairly short finish, I'd say, comparatively to what they say in their tasting. I would say it's relatively short. Like it's gone completely out of my system already. It's good. It's quite good. Now, I got mine for $65 at Total Wine. I will say that for the most part, most places have had a hard time keeping this in stock because this distillery just did win Bourbon of the Year. But I would recommend getting it to try it because in my experience, it's really hard to get bottles that have won these kinds of awards for this relatively cheap. My guess is this is probably, especially the one that's won awards, the aftermarket on it is going to skyrocket. And Total Wine is usually one of the last places that the aftermarket skyrockets. Usually they go up about 10 or 20 bucks, but this is pretty much right at MSRP. And it's kind of a unique one. It tastes like bourbon, but it's a little bit on the sweeter side. So if you're somebody that's relatively new to bourbon, at a 93 proof, it's not, you know, slap your face powerful. There are a lot of people that will probably like this that might not like the bite of a normal bourbon because it's a short, quick burn. It's not like one of those that makes you like seethe through your teeth. And you know, I do enjoy it. My dad and I tried it a couple of days ago when we first picked it up, and I think we were expecting a little bit more out of it, to be completely transparent. But when we sat back, let it sit for a minute, tried it with dinner, it's really a quite enjoyable bourbon. Oftentimes in our heads, we get something so hyped up because of the awards that are tied to it, or the prestige, or the name. And sometimes it's just important to take a step back and really try something for what it is. And what it is a $65 bourbon, and for a $65 bourbon, it's quite good. And all of that being said, I would get it, and I probably would get it again, because it's kind of hard to find good quality bourbons at this price. And the fact that it's from Colorado and not Kentucky doesn't mean anything to me. It's still a bourbon, which for a lot of purists, it does mean something. So overall, I really do enjoy it. I think it's worth the value. In this day and age, it's getting harder and harder to find bourbons that are worth their value, with aftermarkets just skyrocketing. And this one holds its value quite well. So I am really interested to try the barrel proof, which hopefully is coming in. Shout out to Sealbacks. If you don't know them, this is not sponsored by them in any way. I'm just a really big fan of their website. I'll include a link in the description below. This bottle was not from them, but the one that's coming in will be. And they do a really good job catering to craft distilleries. I know Bardstown just switched over to them to be their regular distributor, and it's a true testament to what the bourbon community is all about, because they're offering very hard craft bottles to find pretty much any place outside of the city those distilleries are located in at MSRP, and a very catered description of those bottles, and really a very personalized touch. And that's hard to find in the industry nowadays. It's sort of lost a little bit of its family roots, which this industry is famous for, and they're trying to bring it back slowly but surely, and I think that needs to be recognized in a very profound way. So I try and get as much as I can through them, just to show my appreciation whenever possible. Sometimes it's not always practical, sometimes it's not always the most expeditious in terms of me being able to just walk into a local store and pick something up. But whenever possible, I do try it and support them in any way possible. So with all that being said, that was my little not sponsored spiel. And back to Smokeye. Definitely recommend it. It's really quite nice. And yeah, with that being said, I will leave you with my outro, which is, as always, enjoy, drink safely, and we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.